Mike with Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing the Icon by Cornhole Coastal. This is the newest bag in the Cornhole Coastal lineup. Let's go ahead and dive in. We'll break these bags down. As always, materials, slow side. This is a hybrid material. This is the same slow side material you find on the slow side of the All Cornhole Shag Attack, the Big Mac bags, whatever, the Fly Cornhole Surge X I recently reviewed. It's not a very popular material. I really like this material. It's on the faster side of hybrids. I call it like a 6 to 6.5 speed. Very new, it plays probably like a 7 speed maybe. Once it starts to break down, soften up, roughs up a little bit, it gets down to that 6, 6.5 speed. These are playing, I typically play about a 6 speed to me, but I do throw outdoors on concrete a lot, so it roughs them up more. If you keep them a little smoother, they might stay more at 6.5 speed range. But very hole friendly. You still have some control with them, but I just love the way this bag plays, and it plays great in all conditions. So if humidity is an issue, or you play in an area where conditions change throughout the day or throughout a tournament, this is wonderful because it stays fairly consistent throughout dry boards to damp, humid boards. It still plays very well. 6.5 speed on the slow side. Fast side. This is that Pro Sniper variant material. It's the same fast side that Cornhole Coastal uses on the Creature and the Fear. Same fast side that you find on the Big Mac bags, whatever, the Fly Cornhole Surge X, the B3 Fatal Ranger Coyote. It's the same fast side as the NOLA bags, Ruger X that I reviewed recently. It's a 9 speed. I like this a little better than that Pro Sniper Viper fast side material. A little softer. Has a really nice hand feel to it. Still plays about the same. So 9 speed. It's fast. It's great for pushing, collecting blocks, cleaning up congestion, blowing up piles. Again, slides up board in any condition. It's looking about a 6, 6.5 on the slow. 9 on the fast side for these icons. Template-wise, a medium template bag, a medium amount of fill, maybe even slightly on the fuller side of medium for the fills. You have some flop here. This is not an overly floppy bag. Now, these bags do feel fuller when you first get them, but these materials do have some stretch to them, so they've stretched out. They may stretch a little more. I don't think they've stretched a whole lot more. So it's a bag that's going to tend to stay more on that fuller side. If you recently watched the Fly Surge X review I did, or even the Big Mac bags, whatever, that's probably the biggest difference between this bag and those. They all have the same materials. Similar fills, a little bit of a different mixture in some of the bags, but this bag is on the fuller side. Those have a little more flop. I think the whatever bag's probably the floppiest. Surge X kind of the middle, and then the Icon's a little bit fuller. So that really distinguishes the 3 bags if you're trying to decide between those there. But anyway, a little bit of flop here. It has a mixed fill. I mean, I feel a pretty good mixture of different fills in here. It's very similar probably to the fill they use in like that Creature bag that I've reviewed. Love the Creature. So I love the fill in here. It gives the bag a little bit of movement, so it makes it great for shot shaping. It's very hole friendly. You get this, both these materials super hole friendly. The fill has enough beads in here, it just drips in. So I love the way this bag melts in the hole, it gets around the hole. Not a super aggressive bounce this fill. If you don't throw a flat bag, it's not gonna punish you really harshly. This material doesn't have a ton of kick to it. Because it's on that faster side, it doesn't really grip and grab the board that you would get with a slower material, where you typically get your kick. It tends to land and just slides and smooths out. Very little kick, very little movement to it. If you don't throw a flat bag, you can get away with these icons really well. Even for being a fuller, typically fuller bags have more of a kick, but because of this faster slow side material, I think you take away a lot of and the mixed fill. There's enough flat fill in here to really soften, dampen that landing, so it kind of flattens out and runs up the board. And these bags are also ACL stamps. You play ACLs, you can throw these icons. Let's go and jump in and talk more about playability on this bag. This is a very versatile bag, but I think this bag is really geared more towards the player that likes to just run bags and hold. That's for me, that's where I would pull this bag out. If I were to just put 4 bags in, outscore my opponent, that's where I think these icons shine. You know, especially if I'm playing an opponent who likes to throw a lot of blockers, and I don't want to play that dirty style game with them. Maybe they're a little better at that dirty style game than I am. So I want a bag where I can run bags, but I can still get around their bags and have a little bit of movement that I need to, a little bit of control. And that's where this icon comes in. It's great for that. It's great for running bags in the hole, but you also have the ability to shape shots with this. You know, cuts, rolls, flops. I think average to advance in those skill sets, you can do that. You know, typically they said this material doesn't have a lot of kick to it, but I was able to get some decent cuts with it. You're not making those harsh, aggressive cuts as you would with a slower, stickier material or a more bouncy fill, but you can make enough of a cut where if there's a blocker up there, step out, and I can just cut around, maybe even cut around enough that I bully into their bag, spin it around and put my bag in or take hole control. It gives you the options to get around bags up there. You can also play a dirty style game as well. You've got some control here that you can put blockers. Again, especially on slower boards, you'll have more control on this to put your blocker, but you can put blockers up there. The bag's full enough that if you do want to collect them, you know, you can come down the middle, you're just clipping a corner. It's not going to accordion up, so you're clipping a corner, taking it in. Like I said, very hole friendly on the slow side, so it'll drip right in once you get it started in the hole, no problem whatsoever. If you do happen to leave a bag hanging up there by any chance for some reason, I didn't have to get super aggressive to go after it. I think the next bag coming in kind of hit it and took it right in for me. So it's definitely a bag that is collectible without a lot of effort to go after it. But if you do need to, a bag's on the other side and you want to go after it, You have the ability to throw a cut, to grab it and pull it in. It's no problem whatsoever. So I love the options this bag gives you for getting around bags, going through bags. Again, you got enough speed on the fast side. If you want to blow through their blockers and collect them, you can definitely do it and keep a clean board. It's also very, it's fast enough that if you've got multiple bags up there, you get to a couple bags, 2 or 3 bags, enough speed on this fast side to push through and collect them. Because the bags are not super big, I didn't have a problem with them bunching up really a lot or clogging up the hole. They are, like I said, kind of on that slightly fuller side, but not too full. So they do fold up nicely and they melted in. So I didn't, even when I was collecting multiple bags, I didn't have a problem with these bags clogging up the hole. I never experienced that. If I did have 2 bags bunch up, as long as I had another bag coming down, that third bag coming through would hit them and they would go in pretty well. As far as the collectability of them, they're great for that. So if you do want to throw a dirty style game, you can. And that's where I think this bag, if you're a fast bag thrower and you want a slower bag to play a little bit of a dirty style game, or maybe a bag that's a little slower when boards get really fast, I think that's where this icon comes in, because this is a slower speed for a fast bag thrower. Right? If you start throwing those 7 or 8 speed materials, you get down to 6.5 speed, you've got more control. Better for those faster boards, or better if you want to play a dirty style game. If you're a slow bag thrower, like a carpet bag thrower, or even you throw some of these hybrid materials and you want a bag to touch faster for boards get a little slower, that's where this icon comes in for you. You can step up to a little bit faster bag, but it's still not blazing fast. You can't control it. It's a wonderful bridge between the gap between the fast and slow bag players. It's also a good bag, I think, to have in your backpack for blind draws. Sometimes you get, and I mentioned this from time to time, sometimes you get to blind draws or switch holders and you get a partner who just refuses to throw carpet. And unfortunately, people call hybrid materials carpet because there's no design on it. It's a hybrid because it's part carpet, part not carpet, right? It's part polypropylene, part polyester material. But if you can get a player who doesn't like to throw carpet to throw this hybrid material, once they throw it a few times, I think they're going to love it. People tend to see this and think it's slow. This is not a slow material. They think it's slow, they think it's sticky, they think it just hangs in the hole, and that is not at all what you get with this materials. If you can put that in their hand and say, hey, just throw a couple down and back so give it a try, I think you'll find that they'll like it, and this will give you an option if you are more of a carpet bag thrower or you like more hybrid materials. This is a good bag to bring in there to help kind of get those faster bag players to accommodate a bag that you like, maybe a good compromise between you and them. Anyway, it leads me into availability, and Cornhole Coastal has a website. It's cornholecoastal.com. As always, I'll put a link in the description for you guys. The bags were $95.99 and it was $9.45 shipping, which brings it out to, if I do my math right, $105.44, I believe. Just under $106 shipped to you. A lot of odd pricing in there. This is under $106 shipped to you, which is kind of that medium price point. It's getting towards the upper end of that medium price point, but still, medium price point. The bags are well worth it. Cornhole Coastal makes really, really great quality bags. I've really enjoyed all the bags from them that I've thrown so far. I have no issues with them. If you've been wanting to try out this material, because again, this is not a super popular material, I really, really like this material. If you haven't thrown this material yet, I would highly recommend you getting a set with these icons or one of these other bags I mentioned that use material. Get it and give it a try. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. It plays better than you think it does. It's different than a lot of those other hybrid materials, definitely different than those true carpet materials out there. So give it a run. And if you give the icons a run, drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts on, what you like, what you don't like. Always love hearing you guys' opinions on those. As always, I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.